Well, as a trial, I've borrowed this LPG Dacia. It's a Dacia 0.9 Turbo E engine with LPG conversion on it, and Phoenix selling LPG for less than 50 pence a litre. I think it's only 49 pence a litre from the depot. So this is going to be an interesting week. Can I do a lot more hours and end up doing a lot more jobs and end up making more than I can, live with the restrictions of the restrictions of charging? I have to keep going back to chargers and things. So this is going to be interesting. Yeah, catch you in a minute once. Well, I'll just keep on doing updates like this through the week and edit it all together at the end of the week. Okay. Okay, so I've been taxiing this Dacia Logan LPG conversion for a few days now, and I'm doing the test now where I'm going to see how far I can get on one tank of LPG. There's a few things to go through first. I've obviously got to set my dash cam up there, but it is looking like another wonderful day here in Northumberland. Can't see much of Northumberland out the front there because of where I've stopped, but never mind. First thing is I'll just go through the actually LPG button down here. Full tank, it has 4 lights on down there, and you turn it off basically by doing this. There, it's running on normal unleaded now, and like that turns it back on to normal onto LPG, and then the light goes green. You know you're on LPG at that point. So I'm down to 1 light now. Now another strange thing that's happened is that when I first got it, it was making the beeping noise asking for unleaded petrol, because it only had like 1 bar at the bottom here. So I put £10 in and it went up to where it is now, and obviously didn't use it. And I did a shift yesterday, did about 100 odd miles tinkering about, and when I restarted at one time it was up to 2 bars again. That went all the way down to 2 bars, and I thought, okay, I'll have to put some, because originally I put £5 in, actually it wasn't a tenner. So then I put £10 in the second time when it went down to 2 bars again. That went straight up to where it is now. Now this morning I used this car to go down to Lidl and get some bacon medallions for my breakfast, to have my famous crumpet breakfast, and I'll make it home, secret. Anyway, so this morning I started up and I had only the 2 bars again at the bottom, and I thought, okay, it looks like I'm going to have to put all netted in before I put more LPG. And it had me thinking, hang on, this isn't working out too economical if it's using all this unnetted instead of the LPG, is it really? But now I've came out again now when it went straight back up to 1, 2, 3, 6 bars on the unnetted again. So I'm thinking the LPG is playing war with the estimated range for the onboard computer. You know, it's trying to tell you how much fuel you've got left and how many miles you've got left. Anyway, so now I'm going to set up the dash cam, do a bit more driving. I'll try and find a bit more scenic spot out up in the wilds of Northumberland, and I'll do some shots of the engine conversion to LPG, what's under the hood, the LPG tank at the end in the boot, and once I've run this down to 0, I'll go back to the Morrisons and Morpeth, and then I'll have a good estimate of how many miles I've done for how much LPG, and then I can make a decision on viability for the trade of taxiing. Just reminds me, there's something else I wanted to show you GPS freaks out there. I was considering getting, I've got an old Go TomTom 1, but I was considering getting a new one if I was going to be driving something without built-in sat-nav, which the Leaf has. So I decided this time, before I went out in this, I'd try the old TomTom app. And what I didn't realise is you can use the TomTom app on your Samsung Galaxy S5 like I've got here. I think it's probably on the iPhone as well and whatnot, for free. You can download it for free, and they give you a free 50 miles per month navigation, and after that you can subscribe if you want to use it even more. But to tell the truth, the amount of navigation I need, probably what you would do if I wasn't taxiing is you would get to within 20 odd miles of where you're going and just use the app to get you the last bit of the way. But here it is, just the usual TomTom look to it. Above view, 3D view, and there you have it. Anyway, time to get going. Well, there's something I wanted to mention about this car. You may remember I did a video where I took a diesel version out long term. I got a one-day test drive, took it all around Northumberland looking for charge points. Yesterday I did lots of door-to-door stuff around town, and one guy who went from Morpeth wanted to go to the airport via the tramwell way around all the back roads and such. And what I noticed at that point is how tiring this car was, or these Dacia Logan, the Dacia Logans are, when you have to go around the stop-start stuff and the windy stuff. Now, I don't think that's totally because I've just been driving the Leaf and it's so easy to drive the Leaf. I think it's got something to do with the fact that the gearbox in this thing feels like it's from 1975, and the ride when you're going slow around town and around bumpy small country lanes and things, it's terrible. It is really terrible. But now that I'm on the dual carriageway here, the A1 heading to the Alnwick, still got one light on the LPG, by the way. Take the cruise control off, see how many miles I've done stuff when they filled it up. 145 miles since I've filled it up with LPG. Cruise control back on. But now that I'm on the dual carriageway, it's perfectly decent. It's perfectly relaxing. You got the cruise control on, and yeah, I mean, have one of these for doing long distance cruising, and if you can get the LPG for 49 pence a litre, like I'm going to be able to get if I use the Phoenix Taxi's own depot there for it, then yeah, it would be great. But I still don't think it's going to be cheaper than an electric car if you can plan and use an electric car and plan and charge it better. Yeah, but let's keep the test going. We've still got to find out how far we can get on LPG, and then we're going to find out how much it costs to fill up, and then we'll calculate the cost per mile for running on LPG. Okay, coming in the Alnwick soon. Take a look at the LPG content. What exactly did they do? Well, I think they put this thing on, which supplies colour gas to the internal combustion engine here somehow. That's the little 0.9 litre turbo engine they've got on this thing here. We've got the normal fill tank there, and down here you have the LPG gas nozzle. Go around the back here. Rather enormous potential. Imagine if this was electric now, it would never gas in there. So over here is the LPG tank. Pretty much the same stuff you use in caravans and campers and things for cooking and heating. Same sort of stuff. And the tube goes out here into the filler. But this is where the spare tyre was. Instead you get a repair kit. So now down, let's turn it back on again, turn the radio off and spin it through. I've done 153 miles now on this single tank of LPG. We've still got one light, so I think what we'll do now is we're just outside, basically on the west side of Alnwick now, just west of Alnwick in the Cheviots, on a wonderful sunny Northumberland day. You can see the distant hills over there. But yeah, so we're going to blast back down to Morpeth now, see if I can get that light to go out, and then we'll do the figures on how much it costs to run this thing compared to electric, which is really the whole point of this video. Oh, apart from this extreme close-up there. Okay, so back on the road again. Still got one light on the old LPG meter there, but I'm at one of my favourite places to stop here in Northumberland. It's not far from where I live, and it's because of something over there, but it's also, this area is quite a good area when you've got clear nights for taking my telescope out and doing some astronomy. You've got quite an open bit of sky here. We're on the top of the Cheviots here, at the highest point, and it's a flat point right at the top of them, where you get a good open sky stretch. Here I'll give you a bit of a look around. It's part of the Northumberland National Park, this. But you can see how the view up here, you can just see the Cheviot Hills for miles. There's just a big bit of sky. I've got to stop before I give away the other item that is of interest around here. Okay, so off for a little walk now, just leaving the car over there, through this gate over here, and hopefully I won't go through the gate, but here it is. Walter Gibbet Siege Cross. The body of William, was that in 1791? The body of William Winter we hung here in chains in sight of the place where he had murdered old Margaret Crozier of the Row Elsdon. The President Gibbet was elected on the exact. The present gibbet was erected on the exact site of the original. The large block of stone at the foot of the gibbet is the base of the Saxon cross, which marked the highest point of the ancient drove road down which cattle were driven from Scotland to the English markets. A group of 4 trees marks the smithy. Maybe if I took my glasses off. But anyway, that's the thing. It's the hanging post. So I'm now going to go to this site where someone was hung in 1791. This Mr. Gibbet. Winter Gibbet's Cross. Let's go and have a look at it there. Oh. Up here on the Cheviot. View around here, It's times like this I feel glad that I'm in the least populated county in England, because, you know, just look at this. Look at this, I've got this whole landscape to myself. I think this type of solitude really appeals to me. Away from all the people. The only other places I can think that I'd match this is the west coast of Scotland. That's quite remote up there. And when I went to the outback in Australia, I felt the same sort of solitude out there. But this is just, look at this, whole place to myself. Anyway, that'll be the cattle rod thing, and this will be the hanging post. He hung just there for killing Margaret. Oh well, back to the LPG Dacia. Well, it looks like the LPG's still on one light. The LPG is still on one light. So anyway, I'm just gonna have to try and burn it as quick as I can. So let's get out of here as quick as we can. Rum time! Oh, there's the rums. Let's go! Well, I'm back in Morpeth now. I've got 191.1 miles since I last filled up with LPG. So literally I've still got the one light on down here. One LPG light left. But that's basically what it was when I first set off. So I'm wondering how possibly this last light will take the longest to disappear. Maybe there's something inaccurate about the way that the this meter shows how much LPG you've got left. Because I have heard some people say you get like something like 250-ish miles per tank of LPG, but it was making me think that wasn't possible before I set off. But now that I've been up to Morpeth and from Pegswood up to Alnwick to Rothbury, through the Cheviots and back down to Morpeth again, it's been a good 50-60 miles I think I've done, and it's still there. So I don't know what else to do now apart from drive around Morpeth a number of times until this runs out. I might try and get into the 210s, 220s miles before I go to the LPG filling station at Morpeth. So I'll just drive around Morpeth a few more times, I suppose. Okay, so at 193.4 miles, I take back what I've just said, because now the LPG light is flashing. So I take it that means it's getting low on LPG. Just haven't come far from Morpeth, so we'll take the turn off the Pegswood to the right here on the A1 and head back through Morpeth that way, and then we'll price how much it costs to do around about 195-200 miles on LPG. Right, so I've got the Morrisons in Morpeth with 187 miles on since I last filled up with LPG. I'm now going to try and film this process without making a complete arse of myself. Well, I got back and I don't know if it only accepts so much at a time, because £15 is what I put in the last time. But it was 187 miles nearly, and the bill was on this cash receipt here. I won't find any debit card numbers, so I don't want to see any of you hackers out there. But yeah, £16.47 for 187 miles in this Dacia. So now I need to do the calculations and figure out if one of these is worth going for or not. Or do I want the smooth, relaxing driving of an electric vehicle still? Watch this space.